Hello and welcome, guys. Leon Street here, back again. And today I'm going to be talking about how to go from one-on-one to group coaching training fast. So, whether you want to do group coaching or just training to many people, this video is for you. And I've got some real key points that I want to pick up today. As always, prepared, ready to go. And before we get into the main content, just remember, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And just go over to YouTube and search for Leon Street, or simply go to the link that you see on the screen, which is www.leonstreet.com/YouTube, and that will redirect you straight to YouTube, where you can click on the subscribe button and click the notification bell to be notified of all my upcoming videos and all the great stuff and value that you get from me. So let's get into this. It's an interesting topic because I often find a lot of people are considering it, especially coaches, trainers, experts, people who usually deliver some type of service, consulting, and they're looking to really, I guess, leverage their business model. And this is one of the things that I guess when you get into coaching, a lot of people don't really consider whether they're going into a business that's leveraged or they're going into a business that they simply feel they can make a difference. And usually that's the place that I find a lot of people come from. They go into business to make a difference, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're making a difference and going about it with the right business model. And what I want to do is just shed some light on how you do go from one-on-one to group coaching, or perhaps you just add group coaching as another model, another product offering to your business. And we can look at some of the advantages, and I'll share a few bits and how you can do that and make the switch. So one-on-one or one-to-many. And the reason why I put one-to-many, even though I'm talking about group coaching, is, well, that's what it's about. It's about serving more than one person. So one-to-many. Your group can be as big or small as you want it to be. You might have a group program of 3 people, even 2. Yeah. But the whole point is that the more people you serve compared to just one-on-one, there's leverage. And the leverage is that in the time that you're delivering for a one-on-one client, you're now serving more than one person when you're doing it as a group, or you're doing it as, one-to-many setup. And for me, this is important because a lot of people don't really look at the model, especially when they've been running their coaching for some time. They haven't really, lifted their head up just to see what opportunities exist, or if they need to make some changes to their business. And so the whole point here really is, if you're a coach, expert, consultant, trainer, and you're used to delivering one-on-one services, but you're thinking, surely there's a better approach or a better way for me to deliver, for me to grow my business and to scale, then usually that's what you find with the group coaching model, where you can serve one-to-many. So let's have a look at it and just kick off with how it usually starts. And so usually this is what I find. Most coaches start out with the one-on-one model because it's simpler to test, simpler to put into action. You can see how well you perform, you determine how much you like it, and finally to see if you can deliver on your promise to your clients. It's pretty straightforward, and this is usually why a lot of people, especially coaches, start in this place. It just simply gives you the opportunity to test everything. And when you're in your business and you first started, this is how most coaches start. You deliver one-on-one to play it safe. You deliver one-on-one to make sure that whatever happens, you can take care of that client and you can deliver pretty much everything that they need. And sometimes you deliver, as we'll get into it, too much. Really, you over deliver. But usually this is how it starts for a lot of coaches and experts. I'm not saying there aren't people who don't start with a group program. I'm just saying a lot of coaches tend to start one-on-one. When I started group. Why? Because even before I launched my coaching business, I'd already hired a coach to learn from them who were running groups, and I wanted to understand the model of what they were running. And this is going back about 6 years before I started really getting into coaching. And for me, this is the important thing. It's understanding what you're setting yourself up for. But let's say you do one-on-one services and, it works for you, it works for your clients, type of thing. But I want to share a couple of things that perhaps you are doing and then some things you aren't considering. So usually what happens is when you deliver on a one-on-one model basis, you're including a number of sessions. That's the term in the coaching world, basically how many coaching sessions or how many times do you turn up live to actually help the person. So usually what happens is you include 10 sessions, and those sessions are usually 1 to 2 hours, something like that. And delivery, at this point, you're delivering everything to ensure your client succeeds. So basically, you're delivering to the point where you want to make sure that that client succeeds. So you deliver probably everything, including the kitchen sinks. You deliver too much. That's what I've found with a lot of one-on-one coaches. I'm not saying it's like too much as in what the client expects. It's too much compared to what perhaps the promise was of, how the client decided to buy from you in the first place. And this is where a lot of coaches and trainers and experts kind of fall down, in the sense of the business model not being leveraged or not being something that can really grow and scale. Because what happens is you're delivering everything for that client. And what that means is usually you over deliver. And, a lot of people say that's a great thing, you're over delivering. Well, it's not a great thing when you over deliver and it starts impeding on the time that you need to use to either market your business more, or to serve other clients, or simply just to be able to enjoy the life that you have when you do have perhaps the free time that you've set your business up for, in order to live the life that you want. And that's where the problems start to creep in. You may include phone access as well, especially when you're doing one-on-one, meaning you might give them Messenger, WhatsApp, even your mobile number. I've seen that many times. And that's cool if you know that you have the flexibility in your lifestyle in order to do that. But basically, one-on-one, you tend to give more access. And if you think about it, one-on-one coaching, it's probably the highest form of coaching that anybody can get from you as a coach, trainer, expert, because they're getting your undivided attention, meaning that actually you're giving them a lot of time in your life, your business, in order to deliver on the things that you can deliver for them. Now, well, is there actually a good model for this? Well, yeah, there is. If you charge quite a lot, pretty high, then this model can work really, really well for you. And when I say pretty high, just to give you a quick example, I remember I had one of my clients before who did one-on-one coaching, who was supporting to grow his business, and he had $50,000 and $100,000 coaching packages, and they were one-on-one packages. And suffice to say, for a lot of people that might seem like crazy as in pricing, but between me and you, in 6 months, he managed to sell $1.47 million worth of those packages to people who bought. So he was delivering that one-on-one. And I think at the time he had something like 12 clients or something, but still it took a lot of his time. And what I was fully aware of is, as part of his delivery and what he was delivering for that price, there was a lot of added extras in, where he was using agencies to deliver some things. And so it wasn't just his time, but he was using obviously the high ticket and the high price that he was charging to create more leverage, as in the team that were also delivering with him. So the one-on-one model can work really well for you, especially if you've got high ticket or high value prices, whichever way you're used to saying that. Basically, if you're charging anything of 10,000 plus for your clients, and that might be over a fixed or a specific period, like 3 months. For my client, he was delivering his coaching program, the $50,000 and $100,000 program, over a 6 and a 12-month period. And for him, that worked pretty well. So he was paid pretty well, made a great profit out of it. He leveraged his team that he'd built up around him to deliver some of the services, and it worked really well. Where I see that it doesn't work is where you've got coaches who, they do the one-on-one model and they're charging per hour. So they're charging hourly rates, or they have a very low value in terms of their programs, their packages. They're not priced at a level where they're going to make a decent profit, even though they are delivering great value. And this is where, for me, the one-on-one model kind of falls down. So you've got to be in a position where you are charging something premium to ensure that you are getting paid a decent profit. Because what happens when you're not enjoying things, basically you fall out of love with what you're doing, and it feels like hard work when you're delivering for your clients. Even if they're paying you a semi-decent amount, you're just not making the profit back for you to say, at the end of it, I'm not really able to have extra money for investments, to enjoy my life, to grow my business and different things. And so therefore it just becomes a grind. And that's something that you don't really want to happen. So one-on-one can work, but you've got to have premium prices in order to make it work really well. Or at the very least, the result or the offer that you're promising has to be something that you can deliver time and time again, and it actually doesn't cost you the earth, as in time and money to deliver, but people see as a highly valued service or program that they want to buy from you. So that's the other thing to bear in mind. So what's the other option? The other option is the group model. Typically in a group, you include 10 sessions or some live sessions, usually 1 to 2 hours, but you're delivering to multiple people. So rather than delivering 1 to 2 hour sessions to a person, you're delivering to 3, 5, 10, 20, 30, 50, 100. Yeah, it could be super leveraged. And the cool thing here is that you don't have to create more time. You're delivering it all at the same time when you deliver your sessions. Usually, whether you do one-on-one or group, you might have a supporting course, like an online course that supports the delivery of the coaching and some of the things that people need to learn from you. Obviously, there's leverage for both, either one-on-one and group, but the group model, you're just delivering in a better leveraged format, meaning that you get more for your money and you get more time for your time, meaning that it's just a better model to look at. And here's the thing, this is where a lot of people go wrong in terms of being able to make the transition. You must deliver a specific outcome in a specific amount of time to ensure your client succeeds and achieves the transformation that you promise. When I see coaches moving from one-on-one to group coaching, what tends to happen is they move from giving everything that they gave in one-on-one and trying to replicate the same thing in a group format. But the reality is, in a group format, you can't service everybody to the same level of attention, the same level of care as you can with a one-on-one person, because it's one-on-one. Whereas in a group, what you're dealing with is multiple people, different ideas around understanding, different ideas around what they want to do when they achieve the outcome, different ideas around how they perceive your information. And so there's a lot more moving parts when it comes to group. And this is the biggest thing that I've found that has created a success for me whenever I've done group work. You make a specific promise in a specific amount of time. And so why is that important? It forces you to drop any of the excess that you would usually deliver in your one-on-one coaching programs, and you're forced, in a good way, to deliver specific outcomes in a specific amount of time without promising everything in the kitchen sink, which is a great thing for you when it comes to group. So the model becomes way more leveraged. And you perhaps include group access, for communication, like Facebook groups. And it's simply a more leveraged approach to running your business. Now, you can, look at both models, and you might be thinking, well, perhaps I want to do both, a mix of some one-on-one and then a lot of group. Well, let's explore some more things. Let's look at how to transition, first of all, from one-on-one and adding group, or just moving straight to group. So you start adding group coaching as a model to your business. And you do that because the key thing here is not because, but the key thing here is testing. So to start that, you've got to test. And so if you're already doing one-on-one and you're thinking, well, how do I do, group coaching? How do I run group coaching? You test in a small group, 3 to 5 clients. Yeah. You test and test your format of a specific outcome in a specific amount of time. That's key. Yeah. And this will help with any fear or tension around managing a big group, because, you might be very confident in your ability to deliver outcomes, but are you confident to manage those outcomes amongst multiple people? And, in a lot of, I guess, circumstances, it's a challenge at best. It's not just an easy thing. The more you do it, it gets easier. And the more you do it, you become more confident to deliver to multiple people, and so on and so forth, but also help them achieve the result that you want them to get. And the next thing is you focus on what gets them a specific result fast. That's it. Yeah. So even though you focused on a specific outcome in a specific amount of time, what you also want to focus on when you're delivering group, and what you want to make sure you include, is how they get a specific result very fast, usually within the first 2 to 4 weeks, even in the first week, if you can manage it. If you're coaching, whether you're a life coach, leadership coach, business coach, mindset coach, whatever type of coach you are. I deal with so many different types of coaches, whether you're a trainer, a consultant, but you want to deliver this kind of one-to-many or in a group format. Focus on getting specific results very fast, because within the group it will create great positivity, great energy, and that will keep the culture, and it will keep the vibe of your whole group in the right place. Because that's the other thing, if your outcomes are not coming until the end of your program, let's say at the end of an 8-week program, 10, 12, or a 6-week program, during that time, it can feel like a lot of hard work and not much progress being made. And so what you want to do is to make sure that people are hitting and getting great results along the way. So just to give you a quick example, today I was delivering my group coaching call, and then I get my clients to comment below a post in our Facebook group so they can share their wins from the past week. And when they share their wins, they're actually sharing specific results that I've helped them to get and they've achieved on my program. And that is shared within the group, which other group members see. And it fuels the positivity, it fuels, results, it fuels getting closer to their own goal. And that's one of the key things that I've found that works really well. Whereas if you're delivering a coaching program, you're not focused on, well, what outcomes, what wins, what things are they actually achieving, so they feel like there's achievement going on as well. It can be more difficult, and it can seem a bit frustrating to both you and to the client, which is not a great thing, right? Because you're both frustrated. So that's one of those are the first 3 steps of how to go about making that transition. The 4th step is you deliver tons of value to make that one outcome possible over and over within that group program. So because it's specific as a specific outcome in a specific amount of time, you just make sure there is tons of value to ensure that result happens time and time again. In my programs, my main group program is to help my clients, coaches, experts, and trainers to get to 10,000 plus per month. And so what I do is include tons of value, not loads of different information, but tons of value in a specific key area to help them get that result over and over within 8 weeks. And so that's what I'm sharing with you. Think about what is the outcome you want to get your clients to in a specific amount of time. So for instance, my program, I run it over an 8-week term. Yeah. And my outcome is to get them to 10,000 per month. Yeah. Provided they follow all the actions and implement everything, right? Simple. But along the journey, I'm providing tons of value over and over. So they have access to supporting videos. They have access to obviously live Q&A calls and various other things, me responding in my group and so on. So I'm just sharing these parts with you so you understand perhaps how you can add some extra value to what you do. Right. So which works best, one-on-one or group? Well, only you can decide basically what business model allows you to build a real sustainable business that you enjoy. And I've highlighted, which, if you're looking at the screen right now, you enjoy, because at the end of the day, you got to have, enjoyment and fulfillment from what you do. And if you don't, then what tends to happen is you end up frustrated and miserable. Now, when I say enjoy, that means you enjoy the money you're making, you enjoy the transformation you help your clients to achieve, you enjoy the relationships you build with your clients, you enjoy seeing the results they achieve and the difference it makes in your life. And if you're not getting those things and you're not finding, fulfillment, you delivering on your purpose and, serving your clients in that way, that's when the coaching and your business model is something you need to stop and you need to look at, and you need to make change. I've seen far too many people where they're stuck in a model because that's what they've been told to do, or they're stuck in a model because they don't know any different in how to deliver. I see a lot of people who, for instance, set up membership sites like these low-cost membership sites, and they haven't got enough people in there for them to actually make a decent income. That's a business model that you need to stop and then, reassess. And so when I'm speaking to you about, how you transition from one-on-one to group, the key is looking at all the things that will make you happy, including the money you will make, guys. I don't want to shy away from that, because I see far too many people saying, you know what, I just want to make, people happy and create great results for my clients. But the reality is that they're not creating the income that they need as well. And that's a challenge. And, business isn't meant to be charity unless you set your business up as a charity. And what I want the most for all of you who've either listened back to this on the podcast or watching this live or on the replay is to ensure that you've given yourself time to stop and think, right, what model is best for me and for my family and for the lifestyle you want to create? That's the key here. So what does it look like, guys? Well, when you get it right and you are able to create specific outcomes, your clients are going to win. Your clients are going to get results, and you can share them. And I'll share with you a couple. Look, here's one client generated 50 leads in 48 hours. Took those 50 leads and turned that into £10,000 of sponsoring plus £18,000 in sales. The previous month, my client was only generating £1,500. Massive increase. So what was that? So like 15 and a half, if I got my numbers right now, £16,500 increase in revenue just from the specific outcome that I promised in my program. Here's another client. She did 13,000 in one day from the specific outcome that I delivered. Here's another client, 879 leads organically with no paid ads in 3 days. Specific outcomes. Yeah. Here's another client, £10,000 in under 30 days sold online. Here's another client, £3,000 sold for one deal. Another client, bottom left, £18,000 generated in 1 month. This is another coach. Here's another client, 8,600 in 1 month, specific outcome. And the client who on the top right who did the £3,000 sale turned that into £100,000 in 4 to 5 months. So here's more, 4,000, 2.5, 4.5K sales, specific outcomes. Now, why am I sharing this with you? These are the outcomes I promise. What outcomes do you need to promise if you are going to look at group coaching, or if you want to make your group coaching program as it is now more powerful and you want to be able to sell more? Focus on specific outcomes in a specific amount of time, and don't try to throw in the kitchen sink and everything else, because what will happen is people won't be able to get through your program and do the actions they need to take in order to achieve that specific outcome, because they'll be bogged down with all the excess and all the extras you put into your program. Make it so that you can help them to deliver that result and achieve that result time and time again. That's the key thing. So guys, finally, if you're in a position where the content has resonated with you and you'd like to change your business model and create more sales and more time to do the things you love, comment model below this video, whether you're watching on YouTube, you're watching on Facebook, or wherever this video has appeared. And it's very simple, guys. I will reach out to you and I will send you more details about how you can create more leverage with a group coaching program. And if you don't deliver group coaching, perhaps you deliver group training or group consulting. It doesn't really matter, as long as you have an expert with knowledge and this is something that you want to transition from one-on-one or add it as an extra service that you offer to what you do in one-on-one already. And if you got any questions, remember, just drop your questions, comments, stuff that you want to find out more about with regards to the content I've shared with you today. Just drop it in a comment. I do come back to all the comments personally and check them out and respond myself. So finally, guys, if you've enjoyed this, remember, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just head on over to leonstreet.com/YouTube and you'll be redirected to the YouTube channel. And remember to click on the notification bell to be notified of all my upcoming live streams, new content, new videos, and all that good stuff that is great for you. On that note, guys, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.